This is the way I look without the beard makeup on. This is how much hair I have naturally with polycystic ovarian syndrome and 6 weeks of hormone therapy. Now this is post makeup without any filters or anything. And next, this is what I'm using. The materials Browsings by Benefit and They're Real Black Mascara by Benefit, a foundation brush, and a setting spray. Hi, I'm Cece. I'm a non-binary trans masculine person on hormone therapy. I've been on it for 6 weeks. I did have a little bit of a head start in terms of facial hair because I have PCOS, so I've been growing a little bit. I have some hair, but this is a tutorial on how to enhance your beard, or even if you don't have really anything, how to make it look like you do, pretty believably. So obviously I have some hair, but it's kind of puberty, scraggly, whatever. And so it's really simple what I do. I have nothing really on right now. I have some foundation and stuff that I like to put on just to make my skin look good. But what I use is Benefit Browsings in 5, which is like the second darkest shade. It's an eyebrow powder kit that I like to use as the base for it, and I use a foundation brush. This is just an e.l.f. foundation brush. The width of it is really good for putting on the powder because it's the same width as like my sideburns start. And then I also use Benefit's They're Real Mascara. You don't have to use these brands. I just really like Benefit. I like the way that this brush is shaped and the way that it puts the mascara on, but I'll demonstrate that in a second. So what I do first, the other thing that I use at the end is Urban Decay's De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray. I think sometimes it's called All Nighter also, but basically after I put it on, I spray my whole face to make the beard a little bit more permanent-ish. It stays on better. It can make it through making out, but not much else. It's not really waterproof. It's not really sex proof, for those who were wondering. This does help. It's worth doing, so you don't, every time you kiss somebody or put your hand on your face, transfer mascara and stuff to it. To remove the whole thing, I do need to use makeup wipes because water won't cut it. It's a lot of makeup. You're probably gonna go through the mascara way faster than you normally would because mascara is not meant for your whole face usually, so they don't give you that much. This tube is I just got it a couple weeks ago and it's like probably halfway done. So the other thing you might want to have handy is Q-tips, just to correct with like some makeup remover on it, correct like little smudges and stuff if you get mascara in a place you don't want it to be, or you get a little bit on your lips or something in a line that's not supposed to be there. A Q-tip will be really helpful for that. So first thing I do, there's 2 sides to the Browsings. This side is wax, which I don't really use for this purpose. The other side is the powder. It's the side, I actually do it on my brows too, but you can see it just kind of darkens hair that's already there. But what I do with it on my face is kind of blend it into my hairline and create sort of the outline of what I'm going for with what facial hair I'm going. I'm going to do a chin strap, which is my go-to move. Chin strap and goatee. I follow the lines on my face because I want to create this jawline, and it defines the jawline a little bit more. This doesn't have to be perfect. The powder is a lot lighter and not as noticeable as the mascara. So this is more of like creating an undertone so that it covers up whatever you're doing with mascara underneath, so it gives like a shadow of hair under the mascara kind of. I feel like I'm just rambling now, but I fill it in where there's hair on my chin that's real uneven, and then you see I actually have some hair on my neck. That seems to be where I've grown it first. but I use that as a guideline for myself for where I want the hair to go, because hair on your face, on your beard, doesn't just grow on the chin here. That's a mistake sometimes people make. It has to go onto the neck somewhat too. So I just kind of outline. And obviously, this is all based on me having dark hair. I'm actually half Chinese and half Jewish. I imagine that you would have to adjust this quite a bit if you've got like blonde hair or red hair. There's different color palettes for powders and all that, and you probably have to play around with that a little bit, figure out what works for you if you've got lighter hair. I can't solve everything for you white people, so good luck with that. But for dark hair, this is what works. And obviously mascara comes in black very easily. I don't know what you're gonna do with brown mascara or red, I don't know. But so the powder, I'm just trying to give like a base fill-in here of where I want the hair to go. It's kind of like an outline, and create sideburns. And then I also have some hair, growing hair. It's pretty light and hard to see, but I want a mustache. So close to the lip line, I'll create like a guide for where I'm gonna have my mustache too. Oh, and I am wearing colored contacts. They're like Halloween contacts, because that's the only thing I brought with me besides glasses. So this is not my natural eye color. It's not a human natural eye color. I believe it is the Vampire Lestat's natural eye color. If you're wondering, wickedeyes.com with a Z at the end. Really good website. Okay. This is not perfect. I actually do this more with the mascara. This is pure fiction. There's not even hair there. I just need a soul patch in my life. And oh, if you have any zits like I do along your jawline, this is a great way to cover them up with pretend beard. You know, power of imagination. Okay. So obviously this is from a distance, semi-believable, but this is not the end. Mascara. So it always gets kind of clumpy at the end, so I kind of rub that off to make sure I don't just get like giant streaks of it. What I do with this, because there's the most of it on here when I first pull it out, I start down here where there's a lot of room to grow and more hair in my case. And I go like in streaks like this to try to create a hair-like texture. That's the beauty of a good brush on a mascara brush, is that you get that hair-like texture from the brush itself, so it gives the illusion of hair even if you don't have hair there. So I start just applying it in streaks like this. It is going on the skin and the hair, and then I kind of cover the hairs that are on my chin. And this tube is currently starting to run out, so I might have to dip back in. I'll get closer so you can see what I'm doing. So this is starting to look more like a believable beard. There wasn't that much hair to start with, but now the fact that there is any hair in the mix, including any kind of like blonde peach fuzz hairs you have, starts to make it much more believable. Along my jawline, all I have is peach fuzz hair, but I'm about to get it with mascara and make it look like I have a legit chin strap. All right, I need to dip it back in because it's running out. Rubbing the tip off so it doesn't get a bunch of clumpy stuff at the end. So now here I have some hair that's part of my head hair, and I had actually my hairstylist leave a little bit of extra hair at the bottom so that I can use it as a base for my fake beard. I start grabbing this with the mascara brush And then turn my head to the side so you can see it. So there's peach fuzz hair, but I'm coating it in mascara now. And you can see that it creates this beard line on my cheek that is now a believable beard of dark hair that is fictionally dark, since it is actually just mascara. And there's a little bit of an empty space here on my face, so I'm filling it in with the mascara brush, giving it some of that hair texture. I'm dipping back in to go for the other side now. See the difference? And now there's starting to be more hair on my face, so I'm getting a little bit uneven here, and I'll fix that with a makeup wipe in a second. But, all right. See how now I have believable hairs on my face that are just the peach fuzz hairs from my face that are now caught in mascara. And I am getting quite an uneven thing going, because of course when you're demonstrating you can't do it perfectly like you do every day, because that's not how that works. Fill in this gap area, and then I just try to even it out as I go to make sure that I have symmetry, or as much as possible. I will go back and fix this, but first, while I'm doing what I'm doing, I'll show you my technique for the soul patch. I use the very tip of the mascara brush, and it kind of scratches a little, so be gentle with yourself, but make a little triangle of hair-like texture. And see how it got on my lip a little? It looks better when you relax your lip. And now it's on my lip a little, which is not as believable for hair. I grab a Q-tip and fix that. All right, so all believable. Don't have a mustache that's believable yet. So the mustache is tricky for me. So this is much more visible than a lot of the stuff that's kind of in shadow of your face. So you can't just go as crazy ham on it as you do with the rest of the beard hair. You've got to approach it with a little more caution, not as much gunk on the brush. And I use a little bit of the side and a little bit of the top of it, trying again to catch as much of the real hair that is there. I would recommend to anyone who's trying to make a believable beard, especially somebody who is trans, who's trying to make a believable beard, let whatever facial hair you have grow in, which is counteracting what a lot of people say is shave all the hair, it makes your face look more square or whatever. Let whatever hair you have grow in so that you can use it as a base for this if you're gonna do this technique. So I'll get a little closer so you can see there is some hair here, but it's pretty light. I am gonna lightly go over it to try to just catch the hairs themselves and give them some definition. And then I'll go over it again to darken it up a little. The other thing that I recommend, if you're not sure like what shape you want to do with a beard, is looking at people whose beards you like online and using them as like beard inspiration. I really like Laith Ashley's beard, so I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna try to do something similar. But obviously I can't do anything that connects here because there's really nothing here, and that would just be pure nonsense. So I was trying to balance that with believability. And then you also gotta look at where hair actually grows. Hair can grow across this little gap here, but what's most believable for your face? Play around with it. You can experiment from day to day, improve. The more I do this, the better at it I get. I've got this routine down pretty quickly in the mornings now. I do it every day. All right, let's do some makeup removal to even out this nonsense. I love these Neutrogena ones. I don't have to use as many if I get this brand, because I have gotten some off-brand ones that I end up using more and it's not worth it. Okay, they're great. They just fucking remove it. Gone. Clean up the lines. Get a little. Oh, what did I just do? All right. Okay. So, let that dry for a second, and fairly believable. That's it. Very believable. Yeah, this I have worn in daylight for a couple months now. I'm passing as a guy to everyone who doesn't know me, but for people who see me sometimes wear it and sometimes not, and people who've known me before, obviously I'm still getting some she, hers, and whatever. Oh, my pronouns are he, him, or they, them. But yeah, it's been an interesting ride. You can see that the shadow, like, it pulls whatever hairs you've got in your face and gives it believability. And while you're growing in your hair, this is such a great technique. And I'm so glad that I have this, because like I really hated how scraggly and uneven, like more hair grew on the left than the right when I first started growing facial hair. And my main goal with hormone therapy has been to have facial hair, so this has been like a nice holdover, and hopefully I won't have to be buying up tubes of expensive mascara forever. But yes, final setting spray. So you don't want to hold it too close to your face. Obviously you want to close your eyes. It will feel kind of gross for a second, but I will demonstrate. Make sure, oh, I'm running out of this stuff. Oh, come on. Anyway, that was not enough. I have more. Make sure you get it all up underneath your chin, especially because that is the most heavily makeup part of your face. And if you're probably gonna need to spray a few more times, especially up under there. It feels wet for a second, then it dries, but then it holds pretty well, and you will have to use makeup remover to get that off your face. I'm able to use just one wipe to get all this off my face pretty well, but you really have to go at it. And if it's a cheaper makeup remover or a different brand, it might be more than one. Don't sweat it. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions or anything, I guess. Thanks. Feel free to follow me on Instagram. I'm vitamin C3C3. Happy to have more friends and followers there. Thanks, y'all.